Here's SpongeBob's technique for catching his first ever jellyfish. And here's SpongeBob's technique for catching 58 jellyfish at once.
Lick my cheeks! It tickles my nose!
When he's not behind a grill, there's nothing SpongeBob likes more than catching some jellyfish. But just how many has he scooped up in his net over the years? Well, by the end, we'll have seen SpongeBob go from a jellyfishing junior to a net swinging natural to realizing his full potential as a generational jellyfisher. And we're gonna do it by going through each episode and keeping tabs on every jellyfish that he manages to land in his net, starting with the time SpongeBob and Patrick forced Squidward to go jellyfishing. Now, if you didn't know, jellyfishing is a pretty big thing for Sponge and Pat. So much so that they've even gotten their own superhero-like ready-up intro for it. But in the beginning, the guys were heartily
He hasn't got the time for any of their nonsense. I can't think of anything I'd love to do than go jellyfishing with my two best friends, SpongeBob and come on, Squiddy. Sarcasm is the lowest form of wit. Actually, if that was true, I'd be out of a job, but you know what I mean. Anyway, Squidward rides off on his bike after telling the guys he can't make it to Jellyfish Fields. Don't worry though. There's a sting in the tail, or should I say tentacle for Squidward. Music, a few stings to the chest is nothing compared to what's coming, though. I guess karma is real, even under the sea. After nearly dying, Squidward comes home in a full-body cast and electric wheelchair. He hasn't got the use of his body for a while, so he needs help doing the basic stuff like eating. Well, it's a good job SpongeBob and Patrick are on hand to help. Music, yeah, if there's two people in all the 7 seas you don't want caring for you, it's those two. They mean well, though, and they try to give Squidward the
Yeah, if there's two people in all the 7 seas you don't want caring for you, it's those two. They mean well, though, and they try to give Squidward the best day he can have, and to round it off, they decide to take him jellyfishing. But, you know, being in a full-body cast, he can hardly pick up a net.
Firmly grasp it! Firmly grasp it!
Now that he's impaled, he figures to hell with it and actually joins in on the jellyfishing hunt. But that just leads Squidward to this behemoth.
This guy's good!
And you can guess where this is going. That zap sends Squidward back to the hospital, but when he comes out, the boys are waiting and they've got a pretty special gift for him.
It's the jellyfish.
Oh, come on, that's pretty thoughtful. I mean, what else do you get a guy that nearly died at the hands of a jellyfish twice? But hey, at least this one's jarred. But this one isn't.
Beauties as time goes on, though, even if Patrick was still a bit hopeless. Look, Sandy, we caught one. Then you've got the time SpongeBob and Patrick become official jellyfishers after getting their fishing license from the Fields Ranger. Music, Patrick, look. I caught heck, he even tried teaching Plankton how to jellyfish. You don't eat them. You catch them like this. Like that. But that of course did not go to plan. All knees will bounce like this. I win. I win. But one of the times SpongeBob went on a jellyfishing catching spree was in the episode Planet Jellyfish. And he sure starts off strong. He can't help but notice something feels off about the place. But that doesn't stop him from snagging more jellies. Mama gotcha. Is it me or does Jellyfish Fields seem? Yeah, it'd probably be that big green alien looking thing behind you, but who cares about that? If only it didn't sting, then you'd be the perfect pet. That green thing behind him is an alien, and it overhears SpongeBob talking about how cool jellyfish are, so it decides it's going to make some of its own. To Sponge...
Me? Or does Jellyfish Fields seem...
Yeah, it'd probably be that big green alien looking thing behind you, but who cares about that?
La la la. Ah! If only it didn't sting, then you'd be the perfect pet.
That green thing behind him is an alien, and it overhears SpongeBob talking about how cool jellyfish are, so it decides it's gonna make some of its own. To SpongeBob, a jellyfish is a jellyfish, so of course he's gotta catch one.
Isn't this the cutest little jellyfish you've ever seen?
Yeah, SpongeBob, he is a new breed. And so is that Patrick in front of you. Basically, that alien uses them jellies as a way to copy and replace living folk in Bikini Bottom. It ends up taking over the whole town until SpongeBob realizes the aliens hate mayonnaise. Of all things.
Oh, hi, Jelly and Patrick.
Hold the mayonnaise!
Let's get back to business though. SpongeBob manages to net 9 jellyfish here. It may not sound like a lot, but you gotta remember we barely even started, especially as the jellyfish convention's coming up and SpongeBob turns into a net swinging natural. If you're a keen jellyfisher, one of the biggest dates in your calendar is the annual jellyfishing convention, and today is the day it's on, baby. And of course, Sponge and Pat's
club and their leader, Kevin the Cucumber. Yeah, totally cool. SpongeBob can't hide how big of a fan he is. The jelly spotters, and Kevin can't help but exploit it. Punch yourself in the face. Do you want it to hurt me, Kevin? And after seeing that SpongeBob will do anything for the guys, Kevin asks him down to Jellyfish Fields to do some tests to become a member of the Jelly Spotters. Or in other words, try to humiliate the little guy as much as possible. Here we are. After giving the gang a ride into the field, SpongeBob has to catch some jellies if he's going to join the club. But Kevin underestimates just how at once SpongeBob is with the jellyfish. A jellyfish. Hey, I got one. And that doesn't count. Okay, so if that doesn't count, what does Kevin expect SpongeBob to do? Like catch 2 at once or something? 2 jellyfish meet. That's not what I meant. I meant that surely has to be good enough. Well, Kevin is a hard cucumber to please. 20 jellyfish. Oh, let's see. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so SpongeBob can catch jellyfish the regular way, but can you do it upside down and blindfolded? Am I in the jelly spiders now? Am I in the jelly spiders now? Brother, who you think we talking about?
Good enough. Well, Kevin is a hard cucumber to please.
20 jellyfish! Oh, let's see. 1, 2, 3.
Okay, so SpongeBob can catch jellyfish the regular way, but can you do it upside down and blindfolded?
Am I in the jelly spotters now? Am I in the jelly spotters now?
Brother, who you think we talking about? Of course he can. And every time Kevin gets a zap for his trouble, but that doesn't stop him from putting Sponge through the ringer.
Now? No! No! Now? Now? It is your turn to get zapped!
Kevin's gone overboard a bit here, hasn't he? The worst part is he's not even done yet. Kevin has one final test for SpongeBob. He has to catch a queen jellyfish. But let's just say something's a little fishy about Kevin's test.
When I pass this test, I'll be an official jellyfish spotter.
Loser.
Yep, Kevin tied SpongeBob up and made him call out loser over and over. Apparently, that's the Queen's mating call, but SpongeBob has no luck. That is, until this shows up, and Kevin's nowhere to be seen. SpongeBob gets zapped and chased all throughout Jellyfish Fields until he's cornered on a cliff top. And it turns out that Kevin and the gang are the ones secretly operating the jellyfish.
But when their robot hits a billboard, the king soon sees his queen isn't who he thought she was. Gavin before they're fried alive. If the jelly spotters in the gang take some shelter in a nearby cave and try to come up with a plan, but Kevin's just a thumb-sucking crybaby who can't think of a way out. Well, it's a good thing royal jellies are suckers for bubble pie and that SpongeBob has a can of bubbles on him. Bottle. A thing of bubbles. Yummy. After saving the team, Kevin is left completely embarrassed. But I'm not sure what's worse. Sucking your thumb in fear or this? Wait, what are you doing? Is a hat. I didn't know this was a hat. It wasn't. While dethroning Kevin and saving the jelly spotter, SpongeBob managed to catch 31 jellies here. Pretty good haul, if I do say so myself, especially when you've got to deal with gigantic jellyfish potentially frying you alive. Talking of hauls, let's take another look at SpongeBob on a jellyfishing spree, which starts with the time he tries to get Fred, the my leg guy, stung by jellies. Music, don't ask. I think Fred wanted his leg to be heard so he could go back to the hospital.
Good haul, if I do say so myself. Especially when you've got to deal with gigantic jellyfish potentially frying you alive. Talking of hauls, let's take another look at SpongeBob on a jellyfishing spree, which starts with the time he tries to get Fred, the my leg guy, stung by jellies. Don't ask. I think Fred wanted his leg to be hurt so he could go back to the hospital. Bit sadistic if you ask me, but whatever. Seeing as Pat is always in Jellyfish Fields and even side characters like Fred go down there with SpongeBob from time to time, it's kind of strange that Sandy isn't a keen jellyfisher. Well, that changes in the episode Squirrel Jelly, where Sandy really starts to take it seriously.
Hey guys! Mind if I join you? I can't wait to kick some jelly booty!
Sponge and Pat haven't exactly been thrilled to have Sandy on as a friend lately. She's been so competitive about everything for no reason. And the beats of jellyfishing isn't something she's a fan of.
Whoopee!
She's also not a fan of the whole catch and release part of the pastime.
That looks good mounted on my wall!
But soon her competitive side takes over and she starts catching loads of jellies.
I'm catching and releasing!
I'm not so sure why she's turned evil with it. It gets worse too because to spice up the action, Sandy feeds the jellyfish some food that starts mutating them.
That's what I'm talking about! Now they're jelly buzzsaws!
She uses these mutated jellies to take over the whole of Jellyfish Fields and she literally burns it to the ground.
Did I do that?
And Sandy learns her lesson not to take things so seriously, and just have a bit of fun every once in a while. She really did outshine SpongeBob in this one, though. But don't worry, here's SpongeBob catching more jellyfish at once than Sandy could ever dream of. Oh boy, you weren't kidding. You're free to go, guys. Man, he's good at catching them. Did you know though that there's more than just the regular pink jellies? You just don't usually see any different unless it's the jellyfish migration season. And as luck would have it, it's fully in the swing of things in the season 4 episode, the Pink Purloiner. So, at a certain point in the year, thousands of jellies go on their migration to Jellyfish Fields, which means the place is a s'morish board of potential catches. SpongeBob. Wow. If All Reliable is coming out to play, you know, SpongeBob's going to be on his jellyfishing a game. Without blinking, SpongeBob's a whole net full of little guys, and this is just him warming up. It's crazy to see how far SpongeBob has come. This guy couldn't catch his own breath in the beginning, and now look at him. Patrick, on the other hand, still hasn't got the hang of things. But Patrick doesn't blame his lackluster skills on himself. Instead, he blames his net. If only he had a net.
It's just him warming up. It's crazy to see how far SpongeBob has come. This guy couldn't catch his own breath in the beginning, and now look at him. Patrick, on the other hand, still hasn't got the hang of things. But Patrick doesn't blame his lackluster skills on himself. Instead, he blames his net. If only he had a net like All Reliable.
Wow, I would kill for a net like that. Something small like a carrot.
Well, I guess it must be a huge coincidence that when SpongeBob gets home, he realizes his best net is missing. SpongeBob searches high and low for All Reliable, but has no luck, and it soon dawns on him that Patrick might be the one who stole it. So he sets up a bug teddy bear to try and catch Pat red-handed.
It involves my best friend SpongeBob. I'm really upset at him. Oh, I've said too much already.
I knew it. I knew he'd stolen the nets. It all makes sense.
I knocked SpongeBob's tooth and then I put it back on the counter without washing it.
Oh, well, that's arguably worse. SpongeBob still isn't convinced, though, and he does some more snooping to see if Pat is.
How do you explain waving around a new net in secret? Why would you want to keep it away from SpongeBob unless it was All Reliable? A new net. You made me a new jellyfishing net. Man, I'd suck as a detective. Turns out Patrick's completely innocent. But what happened to Sponge's net? You left your net on the bus again. I left you on the bus. You do it every week. Nice going, Spongy boy. You had me suspect an innocent dude, and the net wasn't even stolen in the first place. Anyway, it's all water under the bridge now. It might seem like a lifetime ago, but SpongeBob actually managed to catch 34 jellyfish there. Not bad considering he didn't have a net for 90% of the whole episode. So far, SpongeBob has managed to net 188 jellyfish, which is not bad by any means, but believe me, it's far from what he's capable of. So, why don't we head on over to the big leagues and watch SpongeBob turn into a generational jellyfisher? When you're in the middle of nature and you're trying to catch something, the art of disguise is super important. And it looks like SpongeBob has absolutely nailed it. When SpongeBob catches a
in nature, but this particular jelly has a soft spot for him.
Thanks, little guy. Bye. I can't play anymore, Jellyfish. I gotta get home.
The little guy won't leave Sponge alone, so he figures he's gonna take it back to Con Street and make the jelly his pet.
Squidwardian! Look at my new pet.
That's a wild animal.
No, he isn't.
Well, to calm his wild animal down, SpongeBob sticks on his boombox and starts jamming with his new jellyfish, and boy does the little guy absolutely love it. There's only so long you can dance before, life gets in the way. SpongeBob has a job to go to, so he has to get a good night's sleep. But his new jellyfish is more interested in music, and he's invited some friends over to enjoy it with them.
Where'd you all come from? Okay, that's it. Party's over.
I know for being technical, SpongeBob didn't catch these guys with his net, but they're now trapped in his house, so he technically has caught them. There's a swarm of around 247 jellyfish in SpongeBob's house, and it's taking its toll on the building and the neighborhood.
Hey! I'm gonna get my sponge!
Squidward tries getting his own back by playing his clarinet super loud, but that just annoys the jellyfish, and you know where I'm going with this.
I can turn it down.
You think Squidward would have learned his lesson?
jellyfish get 100 times more mad. An angry swarm surrounds his house, and it looks like he's in for some stinging action. That is until Gary does this. Gary, don't stop shaking it. Good old Gary using him to conduct the swarm. SpongeBob heads back to Jellyfish Fields in the hopes that he can get the jellyfish to leave him alone. And of course, he's got to get musical along the way. And just like that, the jellyfish go back home to enjoy some more natural music, which is so much better than the stuff they were playing at SpongeBob's house, by the way. Around 248 jellyfish were swarming around SpongeBob in this episode. But the strangest thing is, the only time he's caught a load of jellies without meaning to. And as we've just seen, those jellyfish have a pretty musical ear and love anything with a bit of melody. Poor old SpongeBob is on the end of some more jellyfish madness, though, thanks to a windy day in Bikini Bottom. Music, get out of here. The jellyfish won't leave him alone and force him to hide in a cave in Jellyfish Fields because there's no wind in there. Well, I guess I should just stay in here. Quiet. To pass the time and to, let
Pass the time and to, let him live his life, SpongeBob decides to make a life-size version of himself out of stone. Same holes, same tune, no more jellyfish. It just takes a lot longer than expected.
Hey, buddy. Ooh, you don't say. You're my best friend, too.
They may be best friends now, but I heard they usually have a pretty rocky relationship. I'm not sorry. Anyway, SpongeBob goes to test out his new stony self, but the jellies aren't fans of the sound. Guess they're not fans of rock music. Okay, I'm sorry. So SpongeBob goes back to the drawing board and creates these giant statues to not only play the music, but to also keep the jellyfish away from him. Basically, his holes aren't just instruments, they're now going to be potential nests. Hundreds and hundreds of jellyfish fly towards the Spongehenge to live a new musical life, and you bet your bippy I'm counting them as being caught. I don't think these jellies are the entire population, but more like a decently sized colony. I'd probably say there's about triple the amount of jellyfish here compared to the episode in SpongeBob's house with the boombox. So that's an estimated total of about 741, which is a mammoth catch. Oh, you know how I mentioned it took a long time building those statues? Well, I might have undersold that a bit.
Rusty Crab, here I come. How long was I gone?
building those statues? Well, I might have undersold that a bit. Rusty Crab, here I come. How long was I gone? Obviously, it goes without saying that SpongeBob loves jellyfishing, and 99% of the time, he's super respectful when he's trying to catch the jellies. But there's one time that a standard slip, and that's in the episode Jellyfish Hunter. Things are pretty normal at first. SpongeBob's in the fields having a blast. It's the Jellyfish Hunter. I'm going to call you 12Y. In Bikini Bottom, the jellyfish are kind of like really exotic bees. And instead of honey, they make jelly. Bye, 12. Not sure I'd want to eat what an animal sneezed out, but whatever floats your boat, buddy. Anyway, hold on to that jelly stuff because it's going to get really important in a sec. While SpongeBob is fixing his sting and his new jar of jelly, a mysterious new jellyfish floats on by. I've caught and named every jellyfish in this field except you. SpongeBob fails to catch the elusive blue guy and has to head to work. And on his lunch break, he enjoys a classic Krabby Patty with jelly. And a curious customer wants to give the jelly a try too. I've got to tell someone about this. Is it just me or does anyone else feel it?
Crabs.
You okay, Mr. K?
Mr. Krabs decides to add the sought-after item to the menu, so he tasks SpongeBob with rounding up the jellies so, they can have enough supply to keep up with the demand. But SpongeBob doesn't really understand the scale Mr. Krabs is looking for.
Now go get me some jellyfish! SpongeBob, we're gonna need more than one.
So, SpongeBob sets out to round up some more, but no matter how many he catches, Mr. Krabs wants more and more. I guess that's capitalism for you. You better get back to Jellyfish Fields, SpongeBob.
More jellies, Mr. Krabs.
Or SpongeBob!
Okay, catching this many jellyfish probably isn't good for the ecosystem. I know there's literally millions of the guys, but it doesn't look like to me anyway that Mr. Krabs is gonna have enough jelly anytime soon.
What don't you understand about...
Geez, how many of these patties is he selling? And yep, you guessed it, he wants even more.
More.
Oh, we see him go in triple S tier mode. We don't actually see just how many jellyfish SpongeBob catches.
Mr. Krabs is going to have enough jelly anytime soon. What don't you understand about geez? How many of these patties is he selling? And yep, you guessed it. He wants even more. More. Oh, we see him go in triple S tier mode. We don't actually see just how many jellyfish SpongeBob catches. Remember how I said there were millions? Well, there's no more. I know he's a decent jellyfisher, but dang dude. SpongeBob managed to clear out the entirety of Jellyfish Fields in just a few days. How much jelly does Mr. K need? Surely there's enough jelly in like 500 jellyfish to keep him going. Never mind 4 million. But if you cast your mind back to the beginning of the episode, you'll remember there's still one jellyfish SpongeBob hasn't caught. And he's not too happy about how the rest of his kind have been treated. A Krabby Patty with blue jelly. No Name actually kidnaps SpongeBob and takes him to see what's really going on with the rest of the jellyfish. Huh. I don't know what type of business SpongeBob thought Mr. Krabs might be running, but it was never going to be a free-range jellyfish farm, that's for sure. Those poor things are being tortured into giving up their goods. What is this horrible place? SpongeBob realizes that No Name is really just asking for help. So, he springs into action and confronts Krabs.
At least say open.
If I say open...
And their first port of call is to give Mr. Krabs the old Zapparoonie. With all the jellyfish now free, No Name has a special thank you for SpongeBob. He lets himself be caught.
Oh, no name. I'll call you friend.
With the addition of friend to the jellyfishing list, SpongeBob has managed to catch 4,000,001 of the little guys, which is some going from when we first saw him jellyfishing with Squidward and Patrick. But that was just in that episode. If we take into account the rest of the episodes we talked about, SpongeBob has caught a total of 4,001,178 jellyfish. Granted, he went a bit overboard at the end there, but capitalism will do that to a guy. That's all the jellyfish fun we got for you today, guys. If you want to see more SpongeBob action, then check out the other videos on our channel, or if you've not quite scratched a cartoon itch, then click the video on screen right about now. Thanks for watching as always.